The Catcher in the Rye by J D Salinger is a coming-of-age novel published in 1951. The story is narrated by the protagonist, Holden Caulfield, a 16-year-old boy who has been expelled from his preparatory school and is staying in a mental institution in California. Holden begins his narration on a Saturday, shortly before he is due to go home for winter vacation. He presents himself as a rebellious and cynical teenager, disillusioned with society and consumed by alienation and loneliness. The novel takes place over the course of 2 days, during which Holden recounts his experiences and observations. Holden introduces several key characters and encounters in his narrative. He mentions his younger brother, Ali, who died 3 years earlier and whom he deeply misses. He also discusses his older brother, D.B., an author who Holden considers a sellout for writing screenplays in Hollywood. Holden's relationship with his parents is strained, and he frequently expresses his dissatisfaction with their lack of understanding and support. Holden's disdain for phoniness and the hypocrisy he perceives in adults also becomes a recurring theme in the book. He constantly criticizes the people he encounters for their insincerity and artificiality. This attitude is particularly evident during his interactions with his roommate, Stradlater, who is involved with a girl Holden has feelings for, as well as with his former classmate, Sally Hayes, whom he goes on a date with. Throughout the novel, Holden engages in various activities that serve as symbols of his desire to preserve innocence and protect children from the harsh realities of adulthood. He hires a prostitute but is unable to go through with any sexual activity, instead opting for a conversation and paying her without doing anything. This episode highlights Holden's longing for genuine connections and his aversion to the idea of exploiting others. Towards the end of the book, Holden reaches a state of emotional breakdown and runs away to New York City. Desperate for human connection, he repeatedly tries to reach out to old acquaintances but is either denied or left feeling unsatisfied by their responses. In a moment of despair, Holden contemplates suicide, envisioning himself as a catcher in the rye who saves children from falling off a cliff into the darkness of adulthood. The concluding chapter brings the reader back to the present-day institution, where Holden is recounting his experiences to a psychoanalyst. Although the specifics of his recovery and return to society are left ambiguous, the reader is left with a glimmer of hope that Holden may find a way to navigate the challenges of growing up. The Catcher in the Rye has garnered both praise and criticism for its exploration of teenage angst and the search for authenticity. It is considered a classic of American literature, resonating with generations of readers for its portrayal of an individual struggling against the conformities and pressures of society.